So I've had to re-record this a few times. I've confused myself. It's like one of those things where someone's describing something and they say, but my wife's brother's cousin's neighbour knows somebody that... It's a bit like that. So if I've got this straight, Karren Brady is currently interviewing for the West Ham job, which is held by her husband's best mate. It's Graham Potter, right? This is an awkward situation. This is very, it's like, you know, the awkward... Oh, thanks, by the way, the other day when I said, what's your favourite emoji? And loads of you, I looked at them all right, I really did. And I'm quite a big emoji fan, to be fair. I like the emoji. And someone said, my favourite, beyond doubt, is the eye roll emoji. I used to poo quite a lot. Anyway, this would be an awkward one. You know, that awkward emoji, this would be an awkward one. It can have no complaints, Graham Potter, you understand, because Graham Potter had a clandestine meeting with Tim Stuyton when Hunan Lopetegui was in the job. Now, as we understand it, talk about 6 degrees of separation here, Karren Brady was the person that really... She was cheerleader in chief. She really championed that Graham Potter should be the guy to replace Hunan Lopetegui. He is a family friend, and this is why she did it. He is a family friend. Her husband, Paul Pescisolido, played alongside Potter at, I don't know where, at a football club. Was it Sheffield United? I might be wrong. I might be completely wrong there. It doesn't matter. They're mates. They're both ex-footballers. Potter is apparently a frequent visitor at the Pescisolido house, or the Brady house, for dinner, lunch, supper, whatever. So this is highly awkward because she's now conniving and sneaking and being clandestine behind his back. She is trying to appoint his successor. I wonder if she's telling the husband about this. So, where you off to, Kazza? Where you off to? I'm just going to the shop to get some stuff. But really, we know what she's doing. We know exactly what she's doing. She's going to go and try and appoint a successor to her husband's best mate. There you go. So, how do we know this? Well, we don't know it for sure, but TalkSport are saying it, which, hey, look, could be a load of old flannel, really. But we'll go with it. It's West Ham news, and it's quite pertinent West Ham news. I do feel slightly awkward sort of discussing this stuff. Always have done when somebody's in the job. Whilst I do think Graham Potter is not a very good coach, I do think he's probably quite a nice bloke. And people say that about him. Very nice man, apparently, Graham Potter. It's not stopping Karren Brady, by the way. And he is currently in his job, but I do think he's a useless coach, if I'm honest. And I do think that West Ham certainly should be. There's no criticism of West Ham trying to replace him. I think we should. I would. If Graham Potter had been a caretaker manager at West Ham when he was appointed last January, he never would have been given a job because he was so bad. So I think we should be interviewing to look to replace him. I am far from convinced about some of the names that have been attached to West Ham. And since I did my list the other day, there have been more. There's more. I think what is interesting in what TalkSport and what Alex Crook are saying is that Karren Brady has held interviews with at least Nuno, Espirito, Santo and Slaven Bilic. Now, within the report, Gary O'Neill was mentioned. Now, I don't know if Gary... I'm going to get woofed at in a second. The dog is the other side of that glass, just to warn you. Should we let him in? Do you want to see him? You might want to see him. He's had a haircut. He's come... I'm going to let sleeping dogs lie. He's just at my feet at the moment, and he might well lie down and have a little sleep. We'll get him at the end of the video. If he's going to let us talk about West Ham for the next 5 minutes, then that's good enough for me, basically. The Gary O'Neill one, I'm not sure if he was part of the people that have had a meeting, but apparently he's on the list. Now, I didn't know this. I'd only just read it. He is a client of Will Salthouse, which is going to go down like a lead balloon, quite frankly, because just in case you've been sleeping under a rock for the last few years, Will Salthouse is the favoured agent of David Sullivan, basically. And it's to be fair, we haven't signed that many players by Will Salthouse well, we've only signed one this transfer window. It's who that one was, and it was Callum Wilson, and very much it was sort of believed that was, jobs for the boys, so to speak. But I am underwhelmed. Look, I love Slav. I like Slaven Bilic, great guy. You know what? I think motivationally, I think in terms of getting it for West Ham, I've got nothing bad to say about him at all. But you would be hard-pressed, once you've finished saying nice things about him, to say that he is an outstanding candidate for now. The best man for the job. We have to go and do that, right? We never do that. We never get the best man for the job. We just get the available ones. I don't particularly have anything against Gary O'Neill. Let me just say, I thought Gary O'Neill was harshly treated by Bournemouth. At the time, and I said it, I thought, oh, man, he's kept them up. He did all right. I thought he revolutionised them, really. Actually, turns out they were right. Bill Foley, I think that's the Bournemouth owner's name. Turns out Bill was right. Gonzo was wrong. Sorry, I spoke about myself in the third person then. Actually, Iraola turned out to be a much better manager than Gary O'Neill. They did the right thing. They were looking to try and excel, even though basically they had the guy. They had the guy there that had kept them safe and probably would have kept them safe again the next season. But they thought they want to be more ambitious. They want to stretch themselves. They want to go for something a little better. And they did that. I don't have anything against Gary O'Neill. I think he could possibly keep us up. But where is the ambition, honestly? Where is the ambition in any of this stuff? Well, realistically, there's only one. Somebody asked me in the comments, because I spoke about Nuno Espirito Santo as the outstanding candidate. And someone said, well, why is he the outstanding candidate? And this is entirely why I always have to caveat stuff and explain myself. I think I've explained so many times what I would do. And the regular watchers will say, we know what you want to do. We know what you want to do. You want to pay the compensation package for Marco Silva. That's what I want to do. Nuno Espirito Santo is not my choice, okay? Let me just make that absolutely clear. But I still had to explain myself of why he was the outstanding candidate. There's a difference between whether I think he's the outstanding candidate in terms of the candidates for the job, or whether I think he is the outstanding candidate out of everybody. I'm talking about I'm talking about managers West Ham will realistically get, or managers we've been linked to. And if you're going to compare him to Gary O'Neill, if you're going to compare him to Lampard, or if you're going to compare him to McKenna, and Carrick, Bilic, if you're going to compare him to any of the ones that have been linked to us that I can think of anyway, maybe not Jose Mourinho, because that's different, but he's gone anyway, signed for Benfica, then actually the only person who can say, well, actually, I've recently done it in the Premier League, got a team into whatever, the top third in the Premier League and got a team into Europe. The only one that, well, we're currently having talks with is Nuno Espirito Santo. For me, he is out of that crop, he is the outstanding candidate. If we could get Iraola, I'd get him, but I'm trying to be realistic. The reason I say about Marco Silva is he has a buyout clause, and there have been murmurings that he just doesn't feel that he's been adequately backed at Fulham. Now, don't get me wrong, you could make the argument, well, what's to say he's going to be adequately backed at West Ham? Absolutely, and that would be a fair argument. I'm just saying, I'd like to see us at least go for him. I find people like Gary O'Neill, and bless him, even Slav, so underwhelming. It really is. I don't know what he's got. He's got something. Do you know what he's doing? He's eating and biting absolutely everything. He's stolen something. I don't know if here you go. You see his tail go past then. He's eating everything. He's just dragged a bit of wood in here, which he's chewed the end of. Got a panda. He's dragged a panda in here. A dog. He doesn't hump it or anything like that. Come here. There we go. There he is. He's had a bit. I told you, you know this. He's had a haircut. You had a haircut, haven't you? Look at that. Look at that. Look at them subscribers. Say so. Don't forget to like and subscribe. There you go. Yeah, please, if you wouldn't mind, liking and subscribing on the video. That would be very nice. Thank you. Ding the bell. Ding the bell, don't you? You ding the bell. Be very, very much appreciated. Right, I'm gonna love you and leave you. Let me know what you think about well, not about dinging the bell, not about him humping a panda or anything else. What do you think? What do you think about the duplicitous stuff that Karren Brady is doing? Not even that. What do you think about the list of candidates? I've read enough of your comments over the last few days to know that you're, underwhelmed. He's now chewing. Can I just say he's chewed the end of the paddling pool pump hose thingy. Not good.